What's good, y'all? Red Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get into today's video, thank you, God, for another day and opportunity. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. If you want to join the Rich Gang family, that's what we call ourselves over here. Be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications. Hit that like button. Let's go ahead and get 50 likes on this video. And last but not least, go ahead and comment down below. Where are you watching from, tuning in today? Now, as y'all can see by the looks of the title and the screen, today I am bringing y'all the top 3 most rare broken builds on NBA 2K22 Next Gen going into Season 7. And coming up at number 1, I had to go ahead and bring y'all the very special small forward two-way pass first wing. So, I'm going to make this build out of the small forward position. When it comes down to the height, I'm going to go with 6'7", 181 for the weight with a 7'1 wingspan. Now, as we go ahead and get into the breakdown of each and every one of these builds, just be sure that you follow along with the attributes that I put on as well as the physicals. Now let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of this first build. So once we go ahead and get into the finishing, I'm going to go with a 79 close shot, 84 driving layup, and an 87 driving dunk, which means we're going to be able to get 22 finishing badges, and all we need to do to get contact dunks is adjust our vertical to a 70. Now I'm going to go with an 82 for both the mid-range and the three-pointer, 77 for the free throw, and that's going to give us 24 badges right here. Once we go ahead and get into the breakdown of what we're going to be looking like for the playmaking, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the pass accuracy to an 84, ball handle 83, and a 77 speed with ball. And as you can see right here, with what we're going to be looking like on the playmaking and the defensive end, 26 badges and 29 for the defense. But as you can see, with the physicals, I did max out my speed, acceleration, go with the 70 vertical and a 90 stamina, and this is pretty much the way that I would make this build. And honestly, this is easily the best two-way pass first swing version that I'm able to bring y'all. I did go back and forth with each and every individual stat, making sure that I was able to maintain the takeovers I wanted, but also maintaining over 100 badges. Now, we get the slashing takeover, shot creating, sharpshooting, and one and only, the extreme clamps lockdown defender takeover. So whichever one you decide to go with, make sure that it's all based off of your own preference. I'm going to go with extreme clamps first, as y'all can see. Secondly, I love ankle breaking shots takeover. Now let's go ahead and check out the build name to see that we built it correctly. And as y'all can see, coming up at number 1, we were able to create together the two-way pass first wing small forward build. Now from here, we have got to go ahead and take it a step further into the rarity of these builds. So coming up at number 2, I had to bring y'all the one and only 100 plus badge lob threat power forward build. And I'm telling you, this is not only the best slasher build in all of 2K, but the best all around rare finishing build when it comes down to next gen. So, if you did decide to make it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you for your support, and I hope you are having a great start to your Sunday. God bless you as well. Now, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of this build. We're going to go ahead and put it, of course, under the power forward position. Now, with the height on this build, I'm going to go with 6'7". I am pretty sure when it comes down to current gen, this build can be made at 6'8" and even 6'9". When it comes down to the weight, I'm going to go with 210, and then for the wingspan, I'm going to raise this to 7'4". Now let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. As you can see with the close shot, I'm going to bring this up to a 91, which means, yes, we are going to be able to have some post scoring within this build, especially with post hooks, y'all. Now from here, I'm also going to go with an 80 driving layup, then go with the 92 driving dunk and an 82 standing dunk, and we're going to be able to get 29 finishing badges. Now, for the shooting, we do get 23 badges, and I did go with an 82 mid-range shot. Do not go anything higher, or the build name will change. From there, max out your three-pointer, go with the free throw of 84, and this build is going to be set up perfectly when it comes down to the finishing and the shooting. Now, when it comes down to the playmaking, go with a pass accuracy of 76, 80 ball handle, and a 73 speed with ball. And we're going to be able to get 22 playmaking badges. Now, let's go ahead and check out what we're going to be able to do on the defensive end. So I'm going to go with an interior defense of 65, 75 for the perimeter defense, then with the steal, go with the 62, 68 for the block, and then for the defensive rebound, bring this to an 81, and your offensive will be brought up to a 51, and we're going to be able to get a total of 17 defensive badges on this build. Now really consider adding 7 extra badges to each of the 3 builds that I'm bringing to y'all today. And I only mention that because we are going into Season 8, which means in just a few days, we're going to have the potential to get extra badges put towards our builds, and the total number of badges will be 8. Now, for the takeovers, we get the slashing, shot creating, sharpshooting, and the playmaking. Now, basing it off of my own preference, first, I'm going to go with ankle breaking shots takeover. Secondly, I would really consider one of the slashing takeovers or the sharpshooting. I'm going to go with finishing moves. And as y'all can see, we have created the lob threat build. Now, this is only the second build, which means I have one final one remaining for y'all. And this is easily the best name out of all 3 builds. So again, man, without further ado, let's check out what we're going to be making next. And as y'all can see, coming up at number 3, I am bringing y'all the 100 plus badge. And with contact dunks, ball hawk build. Now, we're going to be making this build out of the point guard position. With the fact that we're able to get shot creating takeover means this is easily one of the most versatile point guard builds that you're going to be seeing all year. So again, man, if you did make it this far into the video and you have not yet hit that like button, I need y'all to go ahead and do that. If we can reach 50 likes on this video, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know right now. Giveaways are definitely going to be coming soon on this channel, as well as the face reveal. So just know, y'all need to stay tuned for that. But from here, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of the 100 plus badge ball hawk build. So of course, the very first thing that we need to do is put this build under the point guard position. Now, once it comes down to the physicals, meaning the height, weight, and wingspan, this should all be based off your own preference. So if you do feel like going with anything other than what I'm showing y'all, you definitely can do so. But make sure that first you create it how I'm bringing it to y'all. And then once you go about it after making your own adjustments, you're going to see what you're really going to be able to do on this build, what adjustments you can make, as well as possibly if you can even get more badges. Now, I'm going to go with 6'5", 175 when it comes down to the weight. And then for the wingspan, we're going to go ahead and put this up to 7'2". Now, for the body shape, I'm going to go with built. If you want to go with anything else, that is perfectly fine. Now, once we go ahead and get into the breakdown, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Just be sure to follow along, and I promise you the build name is going to come through. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with first the finishing on this build. Let's go ahead and put that close shot to an 84. Once it comes down to the driving layup, go with a 77. And then right here, once it comes down to the driving dunk, in order to get the contact dunks, you need to be able to bring this up to a certain threshold, especially if you do get that slashing takeover. So, go with the 77 driving dunk, and right there, yes, we're going to be able to get the slashing takeover, 20 total badges for the finishing, and that is really all we need when it comes down to this build. Going to be very versatile in the shooting as well. I'm going to go with an 82 mid-range as well as an 82 three-pointer. Then for the free throw, bring this up to somewhere around the 70s range, and I'm going to put it up to a 73, and right there, we get 20 finishing badges as well as 25 shooting. Now, for the playmaking, I'm going to go with a pass accuracy of 73. Ball handle, you definitely want to go ahead and bring this up to an 80. And then for the speed with the ball, make sure that as long as you feel comfortable with the badge count for the playmaking, everything is going to be set up good. So I'm going to go with an 83 speed with ball, and we're going to be able to get 24 playmaking badges. Now from here, let's go ahead and take it into the defensive end. Go with an interior defense of 57, 77 for the perimeter defense. As for the steal, I'm going to bring this up all the way to a 99. Block, put this to a 65, and then for the rebounding, if you want to touch the defensive or the offensive, be sure to do so, but I'm going to leave it at 20 total badges right here. Then go ahead and add on the extra 7, and then once we go into Season 8, you can technically add 8 since we are only a few days away from Season 8. With the physicals, I'm going to go with a maxed out speed and acceleration. As for the vertical, make sure that if you want to touch this, you lower a little bit off of your free throw, so that way we're still able to maintain the 90 stamina. Now, this is pretty much what the build is going to be looking like. Now, once we go ahead and get into the takeovers, that is only going to enhance what this build is able to do. So basing it off of my own preference, I would definitely have to say we get a little bit of everything when it comes down to this build. The finishing, very solid. Shooting, we're going to be able to shoot just as consistently as any other build. As for the playmaking, we have everything that we need, especially when it comes down to the dribble moves. Then, once we go ahead and take a look at the defensive end, I'm really enjoying the fact that we are able to have the potential of a 99 steal. Very toxic on-ball defender, especially if you know what you are doing. But again, when it comes down to the wealth that we're going to be able to spread on this build from the badges, you really have more than anything what this build can ask for. Now, pretty much basing it off of all my liking, I would definitely have to say we have created a super rare lockdown defender build. And if you wanted to, remember, you can make your own adjustments as long as you feel comfortable with the badge count as well as the actual attribute numbers. But when it comes down to an all-around build, I would definitely have to rate this build a 10 out of 10. Now, let's go ahead and take it from here to check out the takeovers. And remember, if you do run with the correct teammates that do have floor general and defensive leader, add another +4 to each of these builds, then you can go ahead and really consider buying your own boost as well as adding in the takeover boost. So we get the slashing takeover, also going to be able to get the shot creating, sharpshooting, and the playmaking. Now all of these are very solid, but if you want to get the contact dunks on this build, go with first finishing moves takeover. Now, from here, we're going to go ahead and get into the second one. I would really recommend picking shot creating just so you're able to break ankles. I'm also going to say limitless range is solid as well. And as you can see, we have created the ball hawk build. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to join the Rich Gang family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on this video. Again, comment down below, where did y'all tune in from today? And with all that being said, I just want to say thank you for giving me another opportunity, God. And Rich out.